of Genesis, you know the account, chapter 27. The Bible tells us the account of two of these twins, Jacob and Esau. To cut a long story short, towards the end of that chapter 27, a number of events happened. Listen to what Isaac said to Esau. He said, I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed. Oh my God. Isaac was talking to his son Esau. He said, because my son brought food for me and I ate it, I have blessed him, and in practice, in reality, with tangibility, he will be blessed. And Esau, understanding the power of the blessing that comes from his father, cried out and said, Father, you must have one more blessing. Bless me also. Bless me also. And his father ended up in blessing him. Now, what am I saying? There is a blessing that comes from the heart, from the mouth, and the life of your parents that you cannot go too far without. It is an obligation if you want to ensure that you enjoy, the sustained material blessing. Number two, you must learn to honor your wife and children. You must learn to honor your wife and children. Some people don't understand the covenant basis for sustained material blessings. How often do we see people go up and fall? How often do we see people not being able to sustain their hard-earned breakthroughs more than a lifetime? One generation after them, everything has frittered away. Nothing left but smolders and ashes of what once was a huge legacy. In the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7, listen to what the Bible says. The Bible says, likewise you husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. Listen to the language. Giving honor unto the wife. Giving honor unto the wife. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life. Why do you need to do this? Verse 7 of 1 Peter chapter 3 concludes, that your prayers be not hindered. So, if you do not give this due honor, your prayers will be hindered. Your petition for breakthrough, for progress, for enlargement, for increase will be hindered. There's all kinds of abuse that wives go through. All kinds of abuse, and out of an attempt to keep their homes and stay because of their children, or even because of what people will say, family and everything, they continually endure so much affliction and battering and mental abuse and physical abuse and all kinds of denials. Listen, any man who does that, any husband who does that, is not just diminishing the value of his wife, who's supposed to be the number one helper in destiny, but also blocking his or her attempt, to be able to sustain material prosperity. You can't do that. The Bible says when you don't honor, when you don't give the due honor, it says your prayers will be honored. What are your prayers? Your desires. What are your prayers? Your pursuits, your earnest longings, the things you want to see yourself become. The Bible says, 1 Peter 3:7 says, it will be hindered if you don't give honor to your wife. So that's one very important requirement. On the other part, in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8, the Bible says, but if any provide not for his own, and specially for those of his own house, the Bible says he had denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.